Hey everyone, DuckNuck84 here, back with more Broken Sword. And in the last episode we came to this lovely hotel and we were just about to break into this unoccupied room.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Well, it's simple enough because we're going to go into this room and sneak into the other one. Well, let's see what's in the closet first.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Okay, I don't know why we need to know that, but what else can we click? We got that. So it looks like just those two.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelled of onions. No kidding, it really did.
I don't want to know what type of things people would put in a cabinet to make it smell like onions. Except for maybe onions, but then why would you put onions in a cabinet? Maybe it's a French thing, maybe it's a European thing, I don't know. Or maybe they're just trying to make a joke. Well, yes, we go here, and luck would have it, he's left the window open. Never would have thought that I'd be cat burgling into here. Come on, George, in you go. And don't get all bug-eyed with me there. It's almost like the exact same room, but the furniture's been rearranged. Let's see if this cabinet smells of onions.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Or onions. What else we got? Check under the pillow. Let's check the cabinet first before we go for the pillow. What do we got? Nope. Open. Come on. You can do it. Click on those pants there. Come on. There we go, hopefully. Really? Okay, I'm going to walk over here, and you want me, and maybe I have to look at it.
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Okay.
The closet was a solid... The closet...
What? See, I get something when I stand there.
The closet was...
Whatever. Let's look at the pillow.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wait. Oh! Didn't even see that there.
It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but, as I'd half expected, it was empty.
So what else do we got? See, it has to be something with those things. I seem to remember that, like, we had to search the pants pockets.
The closet...
But for some reason, it's not letting us. I thought we had it there. No, we didn't. What else? Nothing in here.
The closet was a solid...
I'm hoping this isn't bugged, because otherwise we might be stuck. Okay, let's read that.
The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Yeah, because it probably costs more, too. That's what you get when you stay in hostels. Come on.
The closet was a solid...
See, even there it shows. It goes there, and then it shows here. exit out the door, maybe?
It was Khan.
Ah.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Okay. I was kind of right then.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed.
Not that there's anything wrong with that or anything.
But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises.
No happy endings
He
either.
left his checkered pants on the bed.
Okay, so I was right. It was something to do with the closet and pants. I just didn't have them in the right order. What do we have? Some very, very ugly pants.
I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. There was nothing in the pocket.
I don't want to know that feeling that you get from still warm
A strip along
pants.
the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch.
Well, can we do anything with that? What about over
The
here?
pocket was empty.
And finally here.
I flipped the pants over.
They're ugly even from the back.
I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end.
And
The pocket was empty.
what, this pocket?
I found nothing in the pocket.
So then I'm guessing it's this right here.
I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
I wonder if that then is the... Yep.
I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Okay, so that's his full alias, or at least another one of his aliases, and I don't think there's anything else in these pants. But let's get out of here before he might think of coming back. We can look at the clues in the other room. And get all bug-eyed again! Okay, so we got a matchbook.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
Okay, and...
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Okay. So is that all we can do here? Well, let's see if they have anything to say about the new clues we got.
Hello again.
Any comments on this?
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does, for Alamut was the home of the Old Man of the Mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't.
That's not good, because wasn't the Old Man of the Mountains, like, the head assassin guy back in Crusader times?
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Okay, well,
Thanks for your
at least
help.
you gave us that little tip
Bye.
that might come in handy.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I want you to comment on these things I found.
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris.
That's what I was going to do, but I thought maybe you might have some interesting thoughts on it.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces.
Half of them painted. Okay, so maybe that's all we gotta do here now.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Okay, so yeah. Apparently they've taken it out, but there's a certain item that we're going to, I think, find later that you have to find a creative way to get it out of the hotel without them finding it. Because if they find it on you, if you try to walk out and they find it on you, it basically ended the game. But supposedly they took that out of this version for some reason. Let's see. Where's the exit? Come on, let me leave. You going to let me leave here? Am I stuck or something? Maybe there's something else I need to do. Maybe I gotta give the key back?
What now, monsieur?
I've just been manhandled by a gorilla.
Yes? I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real gorilla. It was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what you're going to do about it.
Nothing.
The scrawny one has a gun.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly my responsibility.
That's it.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
Yes, poltergeist.
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Okay, so I was going to say, that's it. I'm going to give this hotel a bad review on Yelp.
Aren't you concerned that your guests are being intimidated by gangsters?
No one else has complained, monsieur. Did they steal anything from you?
Well, no. They didn't find what they were looking for.
What was that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Actually,
I
do.
They did either.
Okay, so do you have anything to say about the gangsters outside?
Hello again.
No.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hi, ma'am.
And what do you have to say about the
That
gangsters?
gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens! One never knows what to expect in foreign parts. Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
I don't even want to think about that. And maybe they'll let me go out this time.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nope, not gonna find anything on me.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Yes, he's still not letting me leave. Maybe I have to talk to him first.
Hey, Shorty, I didn't think much of your trick, little man. I don't know what you're looking for, but you picked on the wrong guy. Maybe you'll spread the word around the sewers. George Stobart is on the case. That's Stobart. 2 B's and 2 T's.
And
it sounded impressive to me, but the
he's
weasel
not,
didn't seem
yeah.
to share my enthusiasm. Still, I figured he'd think twice before gunning me down in the street in cold blood.
I do not like your tone.
Oh, yeah? And what are you going to do about it?
If you do not go away, I will gun you down in cold blood, right here in the street, without thinking twice about it.
Okay, so what... I'm missing something then. There's nothing back here. Well... You got anything to say then?
Get lost, creep.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't? What if I call the cops?
First, I break your arms at the elbows and wrists. Then, when you recover consciousness, I break your fingers.
There's just one flaw in your plans, Ape-Man.
What's that?
It's broad daylight. I don't think even you would assault me on a busy street. Of course, this tranquil square at the end of a cul-de-sac, this isolated corner of Paris that hasn't seen a street sweeper's brush since VE Day, this would be just about perfect for a mugging. Pardon me, I'm about to get very lost.
Yeah. Okay, well... Bear with me for a minute. Okay, now... This is actually the reason why I couldn't figure out what to do was what happens when you start a new session and it's been a little bit while. Remember, the reason we came here, or we had to sneak into the room other than just to investigate, was we need to find whatever he had put in the safe. So, what we gotta do is we show him this card that he had.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
And I stole it
That's
from
right.
his room.
Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay, so he won't let us in even that. Well, let's get the help of our friend over here.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Show her the
I
card.
showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George.
For Queen and Country.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know that
I
reference,
don't know
so...
what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
I just noticed something. his flower is on the left side, but in the picture it's on the right side. Little error there. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was talking about when it was the package that the gangsters would basically kill you for. But I'm kind of curious now, since I've been told that that's been taken out. I wonder what happens now when you try to go out with it. So let's see real quick. Just save this so we don't got to do this again. Yeah, because what would happen is they'd take you out, you'd hear, like, them put you in the back of a car and then, I think, shoot you or something like that.
With the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Okay, so, yeah. That's what happens. Not really worth it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, I think there was actually an animation where, like, the guy in the green suit actually punches you out and then drags you away. Okay, so what we got to do is do this.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Especially since it won't even let me leave the hotel otherwise. Of course, like with my luck, it would like go right in the sewer and then go down the drain, and I'd have to chase it. And I'm not going to have what you're looking for.
Search him again, Flat.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Now we should be able to get the manuscript.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Meanwhile...
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, Josh.
So, about that clown killer.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, Josh.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Touché. Touché.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, my boyfriend, he was killed by a man dressed as a frog.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times. Warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his groaning. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
So, let's see. Let's go through some of the new stuff.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
A phone number?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
But it shows like there's a little match right there.
I found this in the killer's room.
He's a dastardly electrician.
What is it, a credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
but it sounds German. And finally, the big piece
You're
of
just not going to believe
evidence.
what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Yes, it was his pants! Wow, that's a lot
It's
bigger
a medieval
than...
manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of 2 knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Yeah, especially being there's gangsters after it. I think they cut something out of that cutscene, because I think I seem to remember, like, when they talked about the Grand Master being killed, that, or burnt alive, that he, like, uttered a curse or something at the people who did that. And for some reason it seems that they cut that out. If I'm remembering correctly. Again, I haven't played this game in, 15 years or so?
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Well, let's look at this.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
And a crystal.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
And then we got some guy weaving.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she?
Got that
She made
right.
me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Wait a second. This is like, was it supposed to be 1991 or something? Snow White came in out in 1940 or something? Or 1930? How old are you, George? If you just taking a couple of classes in law classes before you took your vacation.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
Besides,
Man,
it's the
you're
language of
lucky.
justice!
Tell me that again.
Okay, so then... There's nothing else. So, yeah, just the guys on the horse.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George.
Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana
Dun
Jones?
dun dun dun!
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, so it looks like we got a new place. Let me... Is that just going to have me...
Let's take another look at...
Yeah, that's just going to have me look at the manuscript again.
Look there.
Have to go through all this again? Or is it going to let me leave?
At the nut through... There's...
There we go, yeah, you have to look through all that stuff first. Okay, well, I think that's a good place to end it
I have to go.
for right now.
Okay.
And
Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
exactly, in the next episode, we will go and look for Lobino at the Krone Museum. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.